Hey over there, Joe Lunchbox. And today we've landed right here in Levittown, New York. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. That means it's time for some of the Long Island train clubs to open up their private locations for holiday open houses. And that's what we're going to do. We are going to go look at some model trains today. I love this. I love being able to bring you along because whenever we have a chance to show you a good model train display, we take that opportunity. There's nothing more Americana than looking at small town America in small scale. So, if you're into that kind of thing, we always like if you like this video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, we're always traveling the country looking for Americana, looking for kitsch, looking for oddities, roadside attractions. We appreciate if you subscribe to our channel. Do you have a model train display at home? Comment down below. One day we will. We have a collection of trains.
I was about to say, we don't have a display, but we
have the trains for the display.
and some accessories.
We have buildings, we have peoples. I have accessories too. But it's time to do this, so step right up. Let's go for this ride. There is actually one, the Nassau Lionel Operating Engineers here on Long Island. It's a private club, but a few times a year they have open houses for the public. And today is one of those days. If you are watching this video when it goes live this coming weekend, it'll also have one of these holiday displays. So if you're going, that would be the second full weekend in December, will be still operating. And this right here is in Levittown, and it's right on Hempstead Turnpike, around the back of the shopping center. And they've been here for 25 years, and they just renewed the lease, so they'll be here for another 5 years at least. Right when we look in, look at the sizes. People probably drive down Hempstead Turnpike past the buildings that this is in the basement behind, never knowing an awesome train display is in it. And since it's a holiday train show, this train is all decorated for Christmas. Gotta love all the moving parts. They're getting some oil. You see it bubbling in there. Lots of trains on the tracks. We see the engineer here running all the different trains. So many switches and boards. And we're just looking at one side. Look how far back it's going. We're in the army now. They're working on the train tracks right here. Looks like welding, digging. So many different train cars. It's fascinating to me. Lionel over the years, so many different products and companies, like Land O'Lakes Sweet Butter. Looks like we're coming up to a Nathan's car. Lionel is the train set that Joy and I do have at home. We have a large collection, not a full setup yet. We haven't built our permanent display, and we definitely don't have anything near the amount of trains this one has. We got a good 10 sets. And since we are on Long Island, Nathan's Coney Island technically is on Long Island. Then we have Two Cousins Fish Market, Freeport, New York, Long Island, and Long Island Refrigeration Transit next to Long Island Milk Car. Canadian Pacific train is all done up for the holidays. And in the distance, we have a little boy flying his model plane. Round and round it goes. You gotta love a miniature display with a miniature person with a miniature plane. So there's miniatures in the miniatures. It's not a miniature plane, it's a miniature of a miniature plane. We continue moving, we see further down the Canadian Pacific holiday train, and it looks like it's transporting the Nativity. It's a long train. Farther down we're gonna get to Santa. We have hit a traffic jam, but we get to enjoy people taking place in the Polar Bear Club. I mean, I'm sure the setup's not always set up for Christmas, and they're just swimming for now. But since it is a Christmas display, I have to say they are a part of the Polar Bear Club. All the little people are some of my favorite things about the train. Look at this guy going duck hunting. The little dog looking at the ducks. Another person fishing. All these funny things that you look for. The people, the hobos, person in an outhouse. Behind the house, it looks like this lady's trying to change and hope no one sees her. We see you. This guy found another woman trying to change.
Oh my gosh, we found Santa.
Train displays are an amazing way to see people's imagination. Because obviously you're making your own town. You can put anything you want into it. Joy sees something that she's laughing at. I don't know what she's looking at though. So hopefully she...
The water tower. Is that supposed to be a water tower?
It is a little tower. What about it?
Go past the tower.
Okay, we're going past the tower. I think I found what Joy was laughing at. The booby hatch. Live nude girls. I was saying you could put anything you want in your model train displays, and it seems like they wanted the booby hatch. The train we've been walking by just all lit up.
On dance. There it goes. Oh, come on.
I was going to reverse at first. It's time for Christmas to close.
Yay, we saw it get all fixed.
Imagine putting those little LED lights around each train. Look, there's a giant in the train display.
Oh my god, that's not a real giant.
It's not a real giant?
Well, to them it's a real giant. To us it's just somebody fixing it.
Okay. I just saw a movie with miniatures. Let's see if it works. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Oh no.
Well, I figured he'd be near the booby hatch. Because that's where that's where he would show up, wouldn't it?
No, it would be the cemetery first, and then he would just go.
Okay. Oh, another holiday train going by. On the wall, we have a framed image of their layout. A lot of different train loops are going. Holiday train's coming. I'm just curious what military operation's happening over there. We have the crossing of the trains.
Activate yard lights.
It looks like we're gonna have a missile launch.
We are now at DEFCON 3.
DEFCON 3.
Center. Initiate rocket fuel sequence.
And that whole setup, that whole rocket launch was hidden below.
Prepare to move train.
Lights up, timing, see the people working underneath. There goes the little DEFCON train inside the building.
Attention, fueling complete.
Train just finished fueling the rocket. There it goes, it leaves.
We are now at DEFCON 2.
Moving away so we can launch the rocket. I just have one question. Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb?
Radar tracking. Interceptor on standby. Now at DEFCON 1. Launch codes authenticated. Warhead on and ready. Initiate launch sequence.
We're launching, Joy. You can see the smoke coming out of the bottom of the rocket.
7, 6, 5.
We're counting down. Enemy surrendered. We didn't have to launch, which is good because I didn't know how we were getting through the ceiling. Enemy surrendered. We aborted the launch.
I think Cabot worked.
And there it goes. Since the enemy surrendered, we could put away our missiles. Right? And soon, just like that, you wouldn't even know it ever existed. What missile station? I don't know. I wonder if this is what starts the missile station. There is a push button. I pushed that. I guess that's what started the missile station launch. We've made our way down the track. We're up to the next area of the train display. It looks like we're getting to a harbor. We are on Long Island. Christmas train goes in, the Hanukkah train comes out. You gotta love some hidden Easter eggs. See that building right there? It says Sunshine Biscuit. Eventually that turns into Nabisco. Where they originally were is Chelsea Market now in New York City. Which is sort of tied to train history because it's right near the High Line. My favorite part of all train displays, the traveling carnival. We have carousel. This woman's buying her son tickets to go on the carousel. Some kids playing on the swings. And talking about miniature inception, we have a Lionel store in this Lionel train display that has miniature trains of miniature trains running in the store. Those people are doing just like we're doing right now, looking at miniature trains. I mean, if you're gonna watch a good Christmas movie, why not? It's a Wonderful Life. Playing in theater. From walking around, we get a really good view, but I wish we could get a view from the Ferris wheel.
That would be the best.
Got a little general store, some row houses. Ooh, maybe people are getting their nice Christmas pies at Jenny Lee's Bakery. Bad part of town. But I think they'll be safe. These people are going to be safe.
Why?
Well, because we see this woman is being robbed right here. But coming out of the phone booth, we do have Superman. Superman will save her. We have swing line stapler, but another fun Easter egg. If we zoom in, we have Dragula, the coffin car from the Munsters. Very cool. You think they parked it to get a hot dog from the hot dog cart?
Well, it's a hot rod. It needs a hot dog.
It is a hot rod. They do need a hot dog. As we zoom in behind the building, we actually have Marlon Brando from The Wild One. Early 1950s motorcycle movie. Brando even made the train display. Sinclair gas station next to a service station. And look at that. The car is on a turntable. Ducks and melons. Product USA. Some people working in the road. Please do not reach over glass, but there are buttons.
It's like, what are they doing?
I'm gonna push this button, but watch as I push it. See the guy jackhammering. Joy pushes the other button. The steamroller rolling. Do you think the Dapper Dans at Disney get their shaving cream from Dapper Dan Shaving Cream? They have a big turntable. All the trains, if they had to go into the service area, there's the train service garage with the turntable to spin them all around. In the framed area, so many Long Island-based things. We have our Petland Traveling Aquarium, Petland car, Creative Aviation, New York Islanders, Long Island Railroad. We saw the one guy working some trains, but up here, we have more train operators running the trains. Ooh, Mount View Hotel and Resort up on the hill. Some fun stuff here. We have a train transporting cars. Oh, not only cars, but it looks like we also have a Pizza Planet car. Thomas is here too. Everyone came to see the train display. Oh no, another giant. Okay, maybe he's just working on the trains. We've been clearing some forest up top on top of the mountain. train washing station. Coming into the Paul Zulish diesel maintenance shop. That's what's amazing about this. Inside the buildings, they're not just the buildings, we actually have more of the miniature people. Like in the maintenance shop, they're all operating, working on the equipment. One final look at the land. You know what's better than one train show? 2 train shows. So we're at the West Island Model Railroaders here on South Broadway in Hicksville. All these organizations are in these nondescript areas. Like, am I going the right way? Yep, there's a sign. We're going the right way. Down this ramp into this. We got a little railroad sign. We know there's no real railroad coming down, so it must be the right spot. People are like, don't worry, this is real trains. This is not a setup.
They were like, oh, we felt the same way too.
See, model train exhibition. End of the block. Just right through that door. You can already see this display is HO scale. It is smaller than the last one we were looking at, which is O scale. And this display might be longer with more trains, but it's not centralized. We're walking around.
That's cute. Allegheny Western Railroad.
Oh, Allegheny Western Railroad. We're in Pennsylvania area. Have some freight going. Susquehanna. Great North. Got some rubbish in this one.
Here we have St. Croix Brewing Company.
Not St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands. It looks like Lakeland, Minnesota.
Yeah.
And it looks like when they run it, they just plug in train controllers throughout the whole way to run some of the trains.
I like how they rubbish and gold and ore and everything.
No. Oh no, it looks like we had a fire up here. Firemen to make sure it's out. It looks contained. We don't have anything to worry about. We've come to a town. This spot is pretty vast. The paths are looping around. Oh, some vintage businesses. We got some J.C. Penney's over there. You feeling nostalgic? We don't get the J.C. Penney's Christmas book anymore.
I know.
I used to get my holiday photos taken there. We have another roundhouse. We have the turntable in front of it. You can see all the locomotives in it, getting maintained, being stored. And like all good train displays, it's always a work in progress. You can see some new hills being carved out of foam in the distance. Yeah, they're using old phone, it looks like phone jacks. I've never seen this before. To plug in and move and rotate, and everything's labeled. So see the car repair shop, and then there we'd have the car repair shop. It's such a shame, because we're living here in Allentown, and they're shutting all the factories down. It's gonna be me and Joy later in life, just being the old couple, sitting, looking at the river, watching the trains. And we are living here in Allentown. You see A&W, here's Allentown. In fact, this whole area is supposedly Allentown. We see the Allentown Passenger Station and Coach Yard. Do you know how you really know it's Allentown, right? We have a poster to Donny Park. Part of the now Six Flags was Cedar Fair Amusement. The billboard for them. Details what make a good train display. Even ghost signs on the old brick buildings. All good trains. I really feel people like trains. 1 is the cool trains. 2 is the fun Easter eggs you could hide. We found a good one for this one. You see they're taking the body out of the trunk, gonna dump it in the lake. Good forced perspective. The train line ends here, but they actually have this little bridge picture forming into the background of the wall. We all see the city like going over the bridge. The cars look like they're going into the town, heading into Bethlehem. This train reminds me of a classic freight. We'd be up in the mountains watching go by. There is a lot of cars this is pulling. We're just gonna do one long take. You're gonna watch the whole freight train go by. Joy's looking like, oh man, this is gonna be a long take.
You get over here.
It's still going. One train. Is it ending yet? Is it ending yet? Actually, yes, it's ending. Perfect time because it just stopped. Just stopped. But I have to come back because I have to take a look at the billboard here. Our sideshow, Disgraceland. Pabst Blue Ribbon is the beer of Disgraceland. So we had to admire the billboard for Pabst. What will you have, sir? Of course, a Pabst Blue Ribbon. And this spot's almost like a maze. It's fun. Because, I mean, it's one path, but there's like all these little dips-ins and backs. So you can follow the trains all around. So it really is following Pennsylvania. We've been to Allentown, Bethlehem. Now we're at Easton. Next thing we should be hitting is the river. We're in Easton. I'm seeing if I can look into town and see the Crayola plant. I knew it. Pennsylvania, there's Easton. We're crossing the river. That means this is New Jersey. It's truthfully like they're replicating different spots. Like there you can see what they're going to build. Bridge is located in Pennsylvania, the low bridge. Or here, the west portal of the Pennsylvania Tunnel. And they recreate it here. So this is based on real stuff, which is really cool. We do have some wildlife. Found some deers hidden in the woods. And bears as well. We pan down, we come to a waterfall. We got more bears. It is a work in progress, but really cool. People hanging out. You really see how a train display gets formed from just plywood, the tracks being laid, wires being run. I like it being a little raw so we are able to see the making of a train setup. Got an old Woolworth. Here we have Warwick, New York industry siding. This is the Conklin lumber. We found some Thomas the trains, and above we have Chester, New York. One of my favorite diners is around there. The Chester, Goshen, Florida part of New York. Another barge pulling in to unload some train cars because we are in Bayonne. We've made our way to Hershey, PA. All the buildings in the area. Right now we're not going in order because Hershey wouldn't be next to Wilkes-Barre. Yeah, so the Hershey is the lower level, in case you can't see. It is 2 levels to display. They really did well with the space they have to fit as much of their train display as they could.
That's cute, carnation.
Ooh. Got milk. We made our way to the Amish country. We actually have some horse and buggies. There we got some cows. We got some bird watchers. And some hikers. If only, Joy, there was some birds for those bird watchers to see.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a murder! This is easy to build. It's a sod farm. Sod as long as the eyes could see. got a little campfire. It looks like Boy Scouts. They got the little neckerchiefs on, tent set up, fires going. Funeral is actually happening at the cemetery. Getting ready to bury the body, and in case you can't notice, I don't think the person in the coffin is the only one going, because the Grim Reaper is there to get another soul. Detail the really old cars, matching some of the vintage billboards. People working in the shops. Details, detail, details. Miniatures are amazing. The flood watermarks, you can see the erosion from when the water is higher level, carved into the rock faces. And just like that, Joy, we have made our way back to the beginning. It winds and wraps all around, but it is one singular path that you could circle the whole thing.
No, that's awesome.
And we end at one of the best Easter eggs in this whole display. That's right. It is the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Made our way out. The sun is setting. And that is going to do it. 2 train club displays in one day. It's interesting how you could take something as a hobby as collecting model trains and present it so differently. One, we obviously had 2 different sizes. Mm-hmm. But having the center layout that you circle around instead of this one, where you wind in and out.
Yeah.
And it sort of circles around you.
Yeah.
Interesting, 2 different ways to present it. The other one with these fictional towns, just based on real spots. I love it. I'm so happy we got to share it with you. I've been obsessed with miniatures my whole life. I want to make little miniatures and hide them in walls and cracks and all throughout our house. It's a hobby I haven't started to do. Like we said, we have a bunch of Lionel trains. One day we're going to have displays. This stuff always fascinates me. The artistry that goes into it is amazing. But I think we could call it for right now.
I think so.
Checking out train displays here on Long Island. Been there, done that. Remember, folks, safe travels.
Good eats.
And live life. Oh no, it's a murder! A murder! Nothing says the Christmas season like a murder of crows.